Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are doing good. Ramadan is almost here and I know how busy it can get, especially when preparing iftar every day. So in this video, I'm sharing 5 delicious make ahead recipes that you can freeze now and use later. From crispy chicken wings to delicious samosas and flavorful chutneys, these recipes are quick, convenient and perfect for Ramadan. So let's get started with our first recipe. The first recipe I'm sharing is of crispy chicken wings. For this, I'm taking around 500 grams of chicken cut into pieces. To ensure maximum flavor, we'll start with a two-step marination. For the first marinade, I'm taking around 1 tablespoon each of ginger garlic paste, salt, and lemon juice. I'll be adding details of all the quantities that I've been using in the description. You can refer to that. Mix everything well and let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes so the flavors can absorb. So this way the chicken stays juicy inside and it will be like crispy outside when we fry it later. While the chicken is marinating, I'm making some breadcrumbs which I need for this recipe. If you already have it in your home, you can use that. Once the chicken is marinated, take a kadai or a deep pan and add the marinated chicken to it. Cover and cook on medium heat for around 4 to 5 minutes. With this step, the chicken should be half cooked and it will help the chicken to be tender inside. Plus, when you fry it later, we won't have to worry about whether the chicken is fully cooked. So, it will be crispy on the outside and perfectly juicy inside. Once the chicken is cooked, you can take it off flame and let it cool down for a few minutes, and then we can work on the second marinade. In a bowl, take eggs, black pepper powder, salt, add in some chili flakes. I'm also adding some dry mint powder. If you don't have it, you can skip this one. Next, I'm adding maida and corn flour, 1 tablespoon each. Add in around half a tablespoon of vinegar, soya sauce, chili sauce. If you have chicken powder, you can also add it. It will add a good flavor, but it's optional. If it's not available, you can skip that. Mix everything well and add in the chicken pieces. So the next step is to coat the chicken pieces in breadcrumbs. I'm taking around half a cup of breadcrumbs, adding in some black pepper powder, chili flakes and salt. Take chicken pieces and coat them in breadcrumbs one by one and keep them in a separate plate. Now for that extra crunch, after the first coating, dip the chicken back into the marinade and coat it in breadcrumbs one more time. With this step, the chicken wings will be super crispy and crunchy, just like how we have restaurant style fried chicken. Once the chicken is coated, place it on a plate just like you see in this video and freeze it for 30 to 40 minutes. This helps the coating set properly and prevents the pieces from sticking together. After that, transfer them into smaller freezer bags or airtight containers. I like to pack 7 to 8 pieces per bag. So whenever I need some, I can just take one packet instead of defrosting everything. If I need more, I can always take 2 packets then. When you're ready to fry, make sure to remove the chicken from the freezer at least 1 hour before cooking. You can either deep fry for a golden crispy texture or use an air fryer for a healthier option. Now that our crispy wings are ready, let's move to the next recipe, which is spicy fiery fingers. These chicken strips are packed with bold spices and are perfect for any snack time or iftar. So let's get started. So let's start by preparing the chicken. Take some boneless chicken and pat it dry using a kitchen towel to remove any excess moisture or water. This step is important because it helps the marinade stick better and gives a crispy coating when fried. I'll be adding the exact quantities I'm using in the description box, so make sure to check that out. Once the chicken is clean and dry, cut it into thin strips or bite sized cubes, whichever you prefer. Now for the marinade, I'm taking some salt, adding in red chili flakes, black pepper powder, add in some red chili sauce and peri peri sauce. I'm using this Nando's peri peri. It's really good. If you have the same one, you can use this or you can skip that. Add in some vinegar, soya sauce and paprika powder. Mix everything well and then add in the cut chicken pieces into it. Now the next step is to prepare the coating. I'm taking around 1 cup of maida, 2 tablespoons of corn flour, paprika and salt. Be careful with the salt because all the sauces that we have used in the marinade will also have salt, so add very little of it. Mix everything well so the coating is evenly combined. Now take the marinated chicken pieces and coat them nicely in this flour mixture. Make sure each piece is well covered. This is what will give the perfect crunch. Once coated, place them on a plate. Now for adding the second coating, what I'm doing is I'm just adding a little bit of water to the leftover marinade and I'll dip the chicken pieces once again in this water and the flour mixture. So it will be double coated, which will make the chicken pieces very crispy when we fry it later. Once you have finished coating all the chicken pieces, you can keep them on a plate and freeze it for 30 to 40 minutes. And then you can pack them in smaller packets or boxes. We all know how much everyone loves samosa, especially in Ramzan. So the next recipe is a delicious crispy chicken samosa, an absolute must-have for iftar. For chicken samosas, the first step is to make the filling. I'm taking some boneless chicken and cutting them into cubes. You can keep them full also. Anyways, we are going to shred it later. In hot oil, add in the chicken, some black pepper powder, salt, and let it cook. Once the chicken is cooked, you can take it out on a plate and let it cool down for some time. While the chicken is cooling down, you can prepare for other things that we need for the stuffing. I'm chopping some onion and carrots. Once the chicken is cooled down, you can add it to the processor or to the mixer and shred them. Also, a reminder to be careful when you're changing the blades of the processor. I almost cut my finger a bit and got some bandage. In hot oil, add in the chopped onions. I'm using the same pan which I used for cooking the chicken, and mix everything well. Once the raw smell goes, you can then add in the shredded chicken to it. Add in the shredded chicken and mix everything well. Add in the chopped carrots, some black pepper powder, soya sauce, salt, and just a pinch of sugar. Mix everything well and let it cook for 2 to 3 minutes on medium heat. You want all the flavors to blend together, but don't overcook it because we still want the carrots to stay slightly crunchy, adding their perfect texture to the filling. After 2 to 3 minutes, switch off the flame and let this mixture cool down for some time. While the stuffing is cooling down, I'm making a slurry using maida and water. This will act as a glue to seal the samosas perfectly. For the samosa sheet, I'm using Swits. It's super convenient and easily available. You can use any samosa sheet that is available near you. Now take few samosa sheets to work with and keep the rest covered with a damp cloth or in the packet itself. If they're left open, they can dry out and break when folding. Now take each samosa sheet and add some of the chicken filling inside. Then start folding just like you see in the video. There are many different ways to fold a samosa, but I find this method the easiest and it gives a perfect shape every time. So once all the samosas are folded, place them on a plate and freeze them for at least 1 hour. This helps them to hold their shape and makes storing them easier. After that, just transfer them into freezer bags or airtight containers. Now here's a little tip. If you're making samosas in a big batch, don't store all of them all together. Pack them in small quantities, just enough for 1 day's use. This way you're only defrosting what you need and the rest stays fresh. Trust me if you don't want to keep defrosting and freezing it because it can mess with the taste and flavor. I usually pack around 8 to 10 samosas per bag, so if I need more, I just take out like 2 packs instead of one. Super easy, right? Next, I'm making an Imli Khatti Meethi chutney. It's a perfect balance of sweet, tangy, and spicy flavors. If you have this chutney in the fridge, you're all set to whip up the most delicious chaat, whether it's dahi vada, channa chaat, or anything that we need for iftar. To get started with the recipe, take some tamarind and soak it for 10 to 15 minutes in warm water. Also take some jaggery and crush it into smaller pieces. This way it will be easy for us to melt it later for the chutney. Once the tamarind is nicely soaked in warm water, pass it through a strainer to remove all the seeds and fibers. This will give a smooth, thick pulp perfect for the chutney. Next, I'm making the dry spice mix to add for the chutney. Taking some red chili flakes, cumin powder, salt, Kashmiri chili powder, chaat masala, and red chili powder. To start making the chutney, take a thick bottom pan and add the tamarind pulp along with some water. Mix it well and let it cook on medium heat until it gets a little gentle boil. When it starts boiling, add in the crushed jaggery and cook it till the jaggery completely melts. As it's cooking, you will see that the chutney is getting thicker and also the color is changing. At this point, you can add in the dry spice mix that we made. If you like the chutney to be thicker, then let it simmer and cook little longer until it reaches the right consistency. And always remember it thickens even more once cooled. Add in some vinegar. This is optional. You can add vinegar only if you want to store it for a longer time. This helps to preserve the chutney for weeks in the fridge without losing the taste. But if you're making it for in a smaller batch, then need not add vinegar. Once it reaches the consistency you need, you can switch off the flame and let it cool down before you store it in the jar. You can store this chutney in the fridge for up to a week, and if you want to keep it for longer, just freeze it in small portions as you need. Now, no chaat is complete without a fresh, spicy green chutney. This one is my go to because it pairs perfectly with everything, be samosas, dahi vadas, or kebabs, or even just as a dip for snacks. If you love chana chaat or sev puri, just add in a spoon of this chutney and it lifts the flavor. Plus, it's super easy to make. In a mixer jar, take a piece of ginger, some green chilies, garlic cloves, coriander leaves and mint leaves. Grind it into a smooth paste. Add little bit of water if needed, but don't add too much of water. After making the paste, add in some chaat masala, cumin powder, salt, a little bit of lemon juice, and blend again. So once it's done, you can add it to small jars and store it in the freezer. So now that we have made these chutneys, you're all set to create some delicious chaat, samosas and kebabs at home. In my next videos, I'll be sharing some amazing recipes where I'll be using these chutneys. So make sure to subscribe. And that's it. These are the 5 freezer friendly iftar recipes. Which one are you more excited to try first? Let me know in the comments. Also, if you find this video helpful, do share it with your friends and family and don't forget to subscribe. Inshallah, see you in the next video. Ramadan Mubarak in advance.